Welcome to part 2, examples of microaggressions. Someone says to a person of color, "You are a credit to your race." What does this really mean? This is a microaggression related to ascription of intelligence from the prior video. The underlying message is, I don't expect people from your racial group to be intelligent or successful, but you are. It also implies, well, you don't fit my stereotypes about your racial group. And so you see how this seems to be a compliment, but it really isn't. It's a microaggression. Let's look at another one. Can I touch your hair? You look so exotic. This is done a lot in schools by teachers to some of their students. It's never okay to do this. The implied message is, you don't look like you belong here. If you Google the word exotic, you'll see that it means unusual, strange, or foreign. And it's alien in one's own land. The example of a type of microaggression, a micro-insult. I remember as a 10-year-old being paid a compliment by an older woman who said I look so exotic with my long dark hair. As a kid who always tried to fit into American culture, that statement sounded off. When I was a kid, we didn't have Google. Well, we didn't have computers. We had dictionaries, but at that age, I didn't know anything about cultural humility or lack of it, and didn't even think about looking up the word. But I know it made me feel different, and it wasn't a positive feeling. Here's another one. Someone says, I don't see color. The only race is the human race. Well, that implied message is your identity or experience as a person of color is invalid. Your experiences as a minority are no different from anyone else's. It also communicates the message, I'm not a racist. But again, this is what I mentioned in the prior video, that this is someone who is colorblind as it pertains to race. This is a micro-invalidation. Let's look at this next one. A classmate asks an Asian student, can you help me with my math homework? Now that might seem like a neutral statement, but what if this happens a lot? Why does someone make the assumption that they are good in math? Now there are lots of stereotypes about different groups of people, and Asian students are often thought to be good in math. Now what if an Asian student were actually not good in math? How would that student feel having to out themselves every time someone asks for help and having to say, no, I'm actually not so good at math? So the implied message is your appearance dictates your skills or knowledge. So because you look Asian, that must mean you're good at math, right? So everyone, and it also communicates everyone from your group acts or thinks the same. Your experiences are interchangeable with anyone else in your group. And that's a microaggression. Here's another one. A white woman says to a black woman or a brown woman, as a woman, I understand what you experience as a minority. Does she? Really? So the implied message is, from the white woman's perspective, oh, I can't be a racist because I'm oppressed just like you. I'm a woman. We're both women. Your identity or experience as a person of color is invalid. That's what it's communicating. Your experience as a minority are no different from anyone else's, and that's what it's communicating. But is that true? You know, we don't know what it's like to live in the skin of someone else, especially if they are racially or ethnically different from us. There might be some common experiences, but it's still very different to a white woman compared to with a black woman or a Latina or an Asian woman. Experiences with discrimination are very different. That is where intersectionality comes in. You know, I am a Latina, but I am a Latina with very light skin. I don't have the same experiences as a Latina with dark skin. If any of the examples resonate with you, you might feel triggered, as it can bring up a lot of negative feelings as you relive an experience in your mind. CLCBE is a mindfulness strategy I like to use in class to help engage in self-care. CLCBE stands for various mindfulness actions, and it starts with calculate. And calculate asks, what feeling am I having right now as I'm reliving, these memories of a microaggression? What feeling am I having and how intense is it on a scale of 1 to 10? The L is for locate. Locate asks, where in my body am I feeling this stress? Whatever it is, the anxiety, whatever I am feeling, where is it in my body? And it's important to be specific. Some of us experience it in our necks, our backs, right? Communicate asks, what self-talk and what images are coming to my mind? So as you're reliving this memory, what images are in your mind and what thoughts are going through your head? And then what is very helpful is to engage in a breathing exercise. And so we will breathe in and exhale together. So let's breathe in for 5 through your nose. You're going to fill in as you're breathing in, bring the air into your belly. We're going to hold it, and then you're going to breathe out through your mouth for 5. So let's try it together. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So this is something you can do yourselves individually or together with a friend, where you ask each other, you ask your friend these questions, and then breathe together, and then your friend then asks you these questions, and then you breathe in and out, and that can be very relaxing in the moment. Thank you.